Axios News today.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Alex Jones Show, Infowars.com, band.video. I'm your host, Harrison Smith. Please make sure you're following us on X at RealAlexJones, at Infowars. I'm at Harrison H. Smith. Absolutely huge show we have for you this Friday morning. I'm going to be here for 1 hour. Gavin McInnes is going to take over for me, then Dark Journalist, and then finishing out with the great Jay Dyer. So just a gigantic show for you here today, and things are getting a little dicey out there, folks, when it comes to the Iran war. Iran is fighting everyone. It's Iran versus the world at this point, and the Arab
I gotta wonder about what they were thinking getting associated with Jay Dyer, because anyone who's actually interacted with them on the other side can tell you that he's a bad actor. So you got to kind of wonder. That calls into question sort of like Alex Jones's ability to assess character. Because I think he's a genuine guy, but, I think he's just wildly wrong about certain people. And I don't think he's thinking critically, really, about what's happening with the Trump administration in general. Because I think Alex Jones's priorities and Donald Trump's priorities are not the same. And I think if Alex Jones really understood Donald Trump's priorities, he would no longer be a Trump supporter. That's just my suspicion.
Are not happy about how things are going. The oil, energy aspect of this conflict is only getting worse, and Israel seems to be doing everything it can to make it difficult for America, including getting very close and menacing some Russian military installments that would inevitably bring Russia into the conflict. Wouldn't exactly be out of line for Israel to try to get us into more trouble than we're already in. Then they've already gotten us in. We'll go over all of it. Netanyahu is apparently alive, came out and gave a speech where he blasphemes Christ and blames America for the war, and you should have just stayed dead, dude. You should have just told everybody you were dead, because the speech he gave has made it so much worse now, but I think we'll look into it.
Well, has he made it worse, or has he made it better? Because the more they say shit like this, the more it just turns the American people against Israel. I would say overall, the American people really do not like Israel as a whole at this point. But anything that shrinks Israel's sort of popular base in America, I consider to be a positive development. So to me, this is just Netanyahu showing his true colors, and I'm here for it. Fuck him, and fuck Israel.
Can't figure out exactly what he's trying to say, and perhaps not the most appropriate way. But we're sort of on the cusp here. I mean, we're 3 weeks in, right? It was Friday night, Saturday morning, 3 weeks ago that this conflict began with the combo sneak attack by Israel and America on behest of Israel, obviously. And Joe Kent's resignation continues to, make waves, and we'll show you some clips from some more interviews and speeches he's done. But it's been 3 weeks. This is still the very beginning. It might feel like it's gone on forever. 3 weeks is a long time to be bombing the hell out of each other. But we are still in the very, very, very early stages of what could very well be a multi-year war, I guess. We still have time. We still have time to pull out. We still have time to go, hey, this was a big mistake, y'all. Whoopsies, our bad. Let's see if we can't.
I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think it's because it can't happen. I think it's because Trump is serving the greater Israel agenda. So the reason why Netanyahu can be so fucking bold is that he knows that he owns the Trump administration. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's just the petrodollar, or if it's some kind of eschatological thing, or if it's just that Trump thinks brown people are gross. I don't know. I really don't know. But it seems really clear to me that the Trump administration is firmly in Netanyahu's pocket. And what Netanyahu wants is the Greater Israel Project, and you don't get that without taking out Iran. And so I think that's what's going on here.
Back to normal. Now, I don't even know if that's possible right now, and we'll explain that when we have explained it, but there's been some more developments in this. Iran is not going to stop. Iran doesn't want to stop. Iran is actually incentivized. It's actually a sort of existential thing for them. They have to keep going. They have to establish deterrence. They cannot just go back to a situation in which Israel, quote, mows the lawn with Iran like they do with Gaza and Lebanon. So it's not going to end anytime soon. Iran seems to be threatening absolutely everybody who even is remotely involved. I mean, in just the last 24 hours, Iran has directly threatened Britain.
Well, it's just that, you know, Iran is admitting what everybody knows, which is that the Saudi and Saudi adjacent Gulf states and America and NATO and Britain are all one giant block. And then, of course, if you go to the other side of the world, of course, you include Japan and South Korea in that as well, where these are the countries that are basically enforcing the dominance of the petrodollar, what's left of it. And so they're basically declaring war on that block, and they have to, because, as he said, it's an existential issue. So they don't have a choice. They have to admit who the enemy actually is, which is the petrodollar system, not just the United States and not just Israel. And they have to wage war on that entire system.
Germany and has made demands for explanations as to why America is allowed to use their bases. I still think we can do it. I still think we're still early enough in this conflict. We still don't have American boots on the ground. We haven't had dozens and dozens and dozens of flag-draped caskets come home, so we're not feeling some sort of pressure to make their death worth it. We still have time. Right now, we still have time. By the time this weekend is over, it may be too late. We are on the...
You know, sunken cost fallacy on American lives. I would hope that the American people aren't that fucking stupid. That they remember Iraq and Afghanistan and Vietnam, for that matter, and say, listen, we're not playing the sunken cost fallacy with American lives. We just want peace. We want to stop attacking people all over the world. So hopefully that's what we do. We'll see.
Of this thing becoming something that we cannot pull back from the brink. We haven't gone over quite yet. It's been bad. It hasn't been catastrophic and world-ending, but it's about to be. If this goes on for another few days, it's over. We'll break it down for you on the other side. Stay with us, folks.
The end of the old order is coming. There's a lot of jockeying by some of the same power groups to be in control of blue capsules. It's the very same.
You are listening to an Infowars.com frontline report. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is InfoWars, the Alex Jones Show. I'm your host, Harrison Smith, sitting in for Alex for the first hour. Then Gab McGinnis will be taking over for me. Dark Journalist will take over from him. And then we'll finish out the show with Jay Dyer. So absolutely all-star cast for today's broadcast of the Alex Jones Show. And what a show it's going to be, folks. Everything is heating up rapidly when it comes to Iran. I do believe that we are like really on the cusp of not being able to put the brakes on this thing. I don't think it's too far. I think right now, if we really wanted, if we were really ready to maybe make some concessions, which is what you have to do when you make a terrible mistake and start a fight that you can't win. Sorry, maybe we have to remove some bases from the Middle East. Whoops, whoopsie daisy. Maybe we have to stop some sanctions on Iran. Oh well. Better than ending the world in World War III. It's better than tens of thousands of American soldiers dying in some godforsaken oil field in the Middle East so that suddenly the American people are
So, when I listen to Professor Jang, I think I have a little bit of a different take than most people. Because Professor Jang talks about this. I think that Professor Jang is deep state exposure. Or a disclosure, I'm sorry. Not exposure, but disclosure. What do I mean by that? So what the believe is that in order, they can do whatever they want to us, so long as they're telling us what they're doing, which then generates consent. So long as they can generate consent, they can do whatever the fuck they want. That's their religious belief. It's sort of a karmic sort of thing. Okay, well, in order to do that, they have to trot out people like Professor Jang in order to spell out what it is they're going to do. And Professor Jang, I don't agree with everything he says. I find some of his stuff to be insightful, but really the purpose of his career, so far as I can tell, is to trot out disclosure on the Greater Israel Project in World War III. And because I think he's disclosure, I think he's accurate, because what he's saying isn't coming from his brain, it's coming from the deep state itself. And if you look into his background, he's got ties to the CIA and all kinds of crazy shit. Spy, basically. China's treated him like a spy. But I think China and the CIA have come to an understanding that they're going to let this guy do disclosure, and so they're letting him do that. Because they understand what he's doing, and it doesn't directly, impact, Chinese sovereignty. But if we're going to be committed to the Greater Israel Project, and by we I mean the Trump administration, not we exactly, but the Trump administration, then you can count on the tens of thousands of people dead. And you can count on World War III. And you can count on basically America as a global hegemon to end. You can count on them collapsing into the Western Hemisphere. So, I hope not, because what comes after that, as bad as the American hegemony has been, what comes after that is Israeli regional hegemony. And that is a very negative outcome if that's what happens.